Hello, my name is Sigurlin Dufour-Jensen and I'm with the Institute for Women, Peace and Security at the Edmund A. Walsh School of Foreign Service at Georgetown University. This video is part of the Oral Histories Project. Today we are absolutely delighted to talk to Nang Lao Liang Wan, or Tay Tay. Tay Tay is from Burma. She is a feminist and activist, an educator. She is the founder of the Shan Women's Action Program and the Migrant Assistance Program. We're really thrilled to speak to you today about your country and about Burma and about your community. First of all, could you start by telling us a little bit about your work? What is your strategy to increase the presence of women in peace and security, both in your community, locally, and in your country?
So I'm originally a teacher, and then I've been working with the women's group for more than decades. And for our strategy for peace and security is very simple. For us, peace means you have to have peace at home, in the community, and also at the state level. And we also think that without stopping the violence, women won't have peace. And then also women have to be safe. And this is peace. And if women are safe, we have the security. This is what we work for. To have this peace and security, we use only very simple strategy of capacity building and advocacy. Because it is very important for women to have the capacity because of the traditional and culture and the religious practices. Women have been treated as the secondary, the subordinate role. So, and women are not supposed to come forward and speak out what they want. They always have to serve the family, serve when they got married, also serve that. So, for the capacity building, we build their confidence, and so that they will be able to speak out what's going on with their life, what they need, what they want. And we do it in very simple way. And then for that, and for Women's League of Burma and member organizations have been doing their training and workshop for through the programs. For example, like Women's League of Burma, we have the 3 programs: Peace and Reconciliation, Women's Against Violence, and Political Empowerment Program. So through these programs, we build the capacity of the women. And when women come together they can also get to know each other. Maybe I also have to talk about this, the Women's League of Burma. Women's League of Burma is made up of 30 women organizations. Most of them are from multi-ethnic group. And I'm Shan Women Action Network. I'm from Shan ethnic group. So because of the long history of Burma, people live in different areas, and also like a different history. It's kind of far away to each other. So when you are far away, you will feel a little bit distant. So with this kind of the coalition body, we come together and learn to know about each other, and it's also building the unity, building the trust. This is what we want in Burma. So this is one way, and then while along the way of the capacity building, they also do this building trust and bridging among each other. And another strategy is that advocacy. For advocacy means everything for us. Advocacy in our term is we have to advocate and because we do advocacy for change. We do advocacy for change, mean not only for the women's life and in their family life and community life, organization, also for the whole country. For that, what we do is we have two activities. One is the internal advocacy among ourselves, how to live together peacefully. Peace is very important, right? And then the other thing is to raise the issue of women externally. And externally mean at the international level and then also the UN level. Because of this international women's network and the regional women's network, and then also the supporter of Burma, we are able to go into the International Women's Conference and UN to raise the issue of women. This is just a very short strategies that we are using.
Thank you.
And then, I have to add something. And so for internal, for among ourselves, when we do our advocacy, as I mentioned, we raise the issue of women. Women have to be visible. So we also celebrate the women's related special day, like International Women's Day and the International Days for Elimination of Violence Against Women. So the community, like we call it's the festival. So we make like a festival, and so that people will know, this is women's event. What is that? So this is how we raise the awareness, and then also to let people know that women are also part of the society. Women can do so many things, because if the society see women are doing and active, then they will think about women. Otherwise, women will be always in the kitchen, always behind the scene. So we make women to be visible.
I was wondering if you could address specifically what you've seen to be the changes that occurred for women in Burma as the country tries to transition away from the junta rule towards a more democratic regime. And I also wonder if you could speak about the research that you've been doing with your various organizations. You produced something called the License to Rape Report, you produced a See the Shadow report, and you're sitting on an absolute goldmine of trustworthy information that is and data that is very difficult for the rest of the world to actually get. Could you speak a little bit about that to us, please?
Yes, so first of all, I will start with the current opening inside Burma. And yes, the world will see that, now Burma is open and we can go and visit. And they can see the Shwedagon Pagoda, they can go and see to the tourist area. Yes, the women, because of this opening, women group inside Burma can also do some activities like we do along the border for more than 15 years, just like we do. They also can do the workshops, training, and then also the women's forum, and then also they can also celebrate the women's related special day like us, like International Women's Day, International Day for Elimination for Violence Against Women. There was a big march in last November that's happened for the first time. It's very good. Yes, in Rangoon and in big city. But at the same time, I'm from ethnic area, and we also work along the border, and then we know what's really happening until now. yes, despite the peace talk between the arms group and the government, but the fighting still going on, as you may heard several times about the fighting in Kachin State. It's been more than 2 years. It's happening. And whenever there's a conflict, armed conflict or political conflict, women and children are the ones who suffer more. Men are fighting, but who suffer? Women are suffering. We know that. So that's why we would like to have this opening. We watch this opening cautiously. We cannot say that everything is all right. Not a lot of things are not all right on the ground. So the information coming through from the ground. So we women's group, ethnic women's group, based along the border physically, but we work also inside. So the people also, we are also trusted by the community, and community give us the information what's going on, because they cannot raise the issue inside Burma. And then it's so far away from Rangoon. Who will go and get the information? The foreigner are not allowed to go through this area, no outsider. So we, the women's group and the civil society group along the border, are the one who can access to the information and also raise the issue on behalf of the community.
And so what is the information that you've been gathering? What have you seen specifically on the ground that foreigners have been denied access to, and that the international community has just not been able to be made aware of?
And then especially just, you also asked about this, for example, for women. So because of the armed conflict and the heavy presence of the army in the ethnic area, there have been abuses. For women, they have been targeted as for sexual violence. And for the army, they are holding the absolute power. When they come to the village, they can do whatever. This is the order. So it means that they can rape the women, they can burn the houses, they can grab anything they want, they can kill the people. So women have been raped. So especially that's, what we did in 1990s. So because of the army campaign, for forced relocation campaign against the ethnic Shan. So the more than 1,400 villages were forcibly relocated, and they were put into the places where they cannot survive, and they have to go and find the food. And when they were seen out of the relocation site, they were shot to death. For the women, they are raped. So when they are raped, sometimes they are killed. And because of these abuses and cannot survive, they have to flee. They have to flee to Thailand. And they told the story. And this is how people had to collect the story. And from 1996 to 2001, more than 173 incidents happened, and 625 women were raped. This is how we raised the issue in the license to rape. and with the support of the women's group and then also the Burma supporter. And it could raise at the world level, and then also, and the world know that, oh, these are the abuse, the sexual violence, the gender violence are happening in Shan State. And the whole world know, and it's triggered the world condemnation, and UN even, UN also have the strong resolution against the regime.
When you say that the army has complete impunity for these actions, for these terrible actions they are conducting, where are those orders coming from? Is it from the government, or is it from the military, or are they just rogue groups that are in, decide to live in a state with no rule of law because they know that nothing will happen to them?
Yes, in Burma, there's no rule of law until today. This is what we are talking about. And then in Burma, the army ruled the country for more than half a century. They can do whatever they like. It means that the order comes from their army. The army can do anything, as I say. And when they commit the crime, it is not the crime, it's the practice of we fight against the insurgent. Who are the insurgent? Actually, they are rebels. They are rebels, mean they are armed resistant group who are fighting for their own rights. And when they come to that community, they will like to, show the army power that we can attack your woman. So this is because of gender. That's why women have been victims of for the conflict. You can see Burma is not the only country. Wherever there's a conflict, women have been targeted all the time because we are women.
So as you pointed out, there are still a lot of ethnic tensions in Burma that persist. Could you speak a little bit about how women and women's organizations are working towards, are working across ethnic lines towards a common goal of more unity and more trust and change, as you were saying earlier?
Yeah, because, these women's group existing along the border, because these are, start from women, most of the women fled from Burma because of the human rights abuses and armed conflict and political conflict. And when they come, they know why they leave Burma and what they need. And then maybe we are from Burma, or we are from Central Burma, or we are from Shan State, or we are from Kachin State. We all suffer together. We all need change because of the military rule that we suffer. So we have command goal that we want change in Burma. We want peace in Burma. We want to be safe. That's why how we can work together. Because we all would like to go home and build the country. Now, most of the women are the refugees and then also stateless people. Yes. So when you have this, the command goal of a peaceful society, a just society, and to be safe, so we can work together. So when we come to this point, we team up and we all together, we feel that we can change. It has been so we have been very successful actually. And I would like to go back to the CEDAW report.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to focus on that because it's not very long ago. And Burma is the signatory of the CEDAW, and they have to send the country report. And in 2007, the military regime sent the report, country report. And for the women's group, at that time, inside Burma, there was no space. So we, along the border, with the women's group, member and non-member of Women's League of Burma, did the CEDAW shadow report processes. As I mentioned, that we make up of the multi-women ethnic group who are working in the community. We already built the trust. So the information comes from the ground. And for that, we also do the training specifically for CEDAW, and then also our International Women's Network group resource person also came and give us their expertise. And also with their support, we were able to write a very comprehensive report. And it was also used to lobby at with the CEDAW committee. And we were very satisfied because in the concluding observation of that observation for Burma, as I will tell the conclusion observation of the CEDAW committee for Burma include lots of information that we raise. So it just means that we can do a lot of things because we can collect the correct data. Only that if we are giving the space, if the women are giving the space and allowed to advocate, they can do. So this is just just a small example that we can do. If there's a really, that Burma is a peaceful country, and if there's spaces, I think women can definitely do. This is what I believe. I think is that the success that we had is because of the teamwork and because of the collective work. And then also I would like to mention about that also international recognition of the giving the award to the women who are really working on the ground. So Swan won Peter Gruber Foundation Award and the other award. And now our kitchen sister from inside won another award. And I have to find out that you have to sing an award. And then it is very important that women, when women become visible, they can be protected. And then they can also leverage their issue. I hope that all the women should be awarded, because every woman all over the world are working hard. We are more than half a population. We are working for peace and security. Please give us the space. We can make the peace and security in the world in a very short time. We don't need armies.
I'd like to say thank you very much on behalf of the Institute for Women, Peace and Security. Thank you so very much for taking the time to speak with us.